everyone. Welcome to the Leader's Edge. I'm your host, Steele, and today we're diving into insights and principles that will supercharge your leadership and ignite your personal growth. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur or a leader navigating change or a seasoned pro, this show is for you. Each episode is packed with practical strategies designed to elevate your mindset and apply your leadership impact. Get ready for actionable tips that you can put into practice immediately. And a huge shout out to all of our amazing listeners. Thank you so much for your unwavering support. So let's embark on this journey and together unlock your true potential. I have a couple of guests today, and I just want to read a little bit about them and a little about what they're doing. My guest today that's on our show is Miguel Ibarra. Miguel is a founder of Iron Bar Athletics and a co-owner and CEO of Ibarra's Glass and Window. He's a local here from the Fort Worth area and a former certified personal fitness trainer with over 21 years of sales experience. Miguel combines business, leadership, discipline, and faith-driven values in everything he builds. And beyond business, he leads men's ministries called Strong Men of God, where he mentors and equips men to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually. And as a father of 3 boys, Miguel is deeply committed to modeling strength, integrity, and leadership, both at home and in the community. Through Iron Bar Athletics, he is intentionally building more than a gym. He's creating a community rooted in Christian values that develops strong men and welcome and women, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually as well. So let's welcome from the green room, Michael Ibarra and his great friend, Nikko Amador. Hey guys, come on in. How are you doing today?
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Doing good?
Hey, glad you have us on, man.
Oh, man, I'm so glad you guys are here. I've been looking forward to this. And Nikko, good to have you too as well, brother.
Yeah, brother, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I read a little bit about Michael, but Nikko, I don't have a whole lot about you. So let's hear a little bit about your story. How did you and Miguel meet, and how did you guys form a partnership here?
Oh man, we met through past relationships. Our exes were in bodybuilding, and man, we saw each other at the gym one day, and we're like, you know what? Let's just push each other so we can't go no more. And we've gotten way stronger since then. And then we started going to church together, and now we go to church every Sunday. It's grown into something amazing community, and from there it blossomed into a men's group, and it's just crazy where God puts you in order for you to lead His kingdom.
Yeah, it's great. And Miguel and I were talking a little bit last week when we were doing a content build, and we were talking about you guys and a little about your friendship. And both you guys obviously work out a lot, because I can see it. And I don't know if everybody else can, but I can see you guys are buffed up and you're looking good. So yeah, I really love that. That's beautiful. And I love the fact that you guys met together and you built a relationship together, and you really did it over God, and you really did it over a lot of spiritual things. Not only that, but business as well. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about those things. But I really want to start out with your stories. So Miguel, let's just start from the beginning, man. Let's just start. You and I talked already a little bit, but I think it'd be great for our audience to hear a little bit about your story and where you came from. And the same thing with you, Nikko, when we get into, after we get past Miguel's story. So we'll be thinking about that. So Miguel, let's dive in a little bit. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, just depends how far back you want to go. But I think my passion started with sports. I think originally when I entered middle school, I got into sports, got into working out. I got into wanting to look good, just being in shape. And I mean, slowly, I really loved the fitness thing, just getting into that. And, fortunately, I didn't get drafted, or I didn't get a scholarship to go play, D1. So I chose another career path. Which ended up not being the best career path for me. I went to a technical school. I was going to be an electrical engineer. But quickly into that, I realized I missed the sports. I missed just working out, just being in shape, just the push you get doing that. And, I was working out at a gym one day, and I had this lady come up to me. She's like, hey, you look like you work out a lot. Keep in mind, I was only like 19 years old. Mm-hmm. And she said, have you ever been a trainer? And I was like, no, I just love to work out. And she's like, well, come here. I want to talk to you. Well, one thing led to another. She's like, hey, I want to manage my training program here, and you sell memberships, you sell training packages, and you help clients get assessments. And that's where I think that's where that passion was born for the gym. And then I got into that a couple of years, and I was like, you know what? I want to open my own gym one day. But, through that, I was able to develop some leadership skills, sales skills, and it just kept growing. And, it's just so much to tell, Steve, but just to summarize it, God's been good, and I've been able to help my father grow his business and get it out of the hole and build a gym at the same time. And it hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of, challenges that you go through with that. But, through that, I was able to meet Nikko and just hit it off. And you need a friend. You need a good partner to grow this with. And Nikko's actually a co-owner here as well with the gym.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
So we're both in on this, and just, I guess, to sum it all up, just the blessings that we have now in our lives, just through the men's group, the community we've been able to build, because we're not like your corporate gyms. You come in here, you feel welcome. People know your name. People know you. You make friends. And we're all here to help each other grow and get stronger together.
Now, Miguel, when you were a child, was your dad into fitness?
Well, my dad looks like he, works out, but he was never really, that was never really his thing. He was always just a provider for the family. He taught me to be responsible, work hard, and just, provide for the family. That was more his role as far as that goes. And just the passion for sports just happened with me and my cousins. When we were little, we loved running around, playing with football, basketball. That's how I got into fitness with that.
So with your parents, was your dad or your mom your biggest influence in your life?
Well, I think mom was a nurturer. My mom was, I was a mama's boy. I'm not gonna lie. Nikko can relate. That's kind of why we hit it off. We both, just have such a deep love for our mothers and the influence they had in our lives. And, just my mom's support is what really got me where I'm at here right now. As a kid, you were like into a lot of sports, different things like that. You love sports. And did you play all the sports, or did you just play one certain sport? Well, I was mainly into, with my cousin, we'd run around playing football, tackle football on the street, wherever, we didn't play little kids, basketball. But as I got into school, I started, I also added track and field into that. And then when I got into high school, I got into wrestling as well.
Oh,
which I fell in love with that sport. It's just you've got you've got a team that helps you grow, gets better, gets stronger. But once you're out there on the mat, it's all on you. Yeah. It's your job. It's on you to perform.
Yeah. And we're going to get into this a little bit later, Miguel, but I want to take what you've learned in your younger years when you were growing up and building that gym and working with that gym and working with people. I guess you kind of just built the program up in the gym as far as the training piece. Is that how it looked for you?
As far as the gym goes, I just, the training side of it. Well, can you repeat that question one more time, Steve?
Yeah. So, when you were actually 19, you took over and you started training. A lady asked you about, do you know how to train? Was that the main aspect of what you were doing when you were building up the program there?
Well, yes. So basically, it was a company. They would sublease from gyms, just regular gyms.
Yeah.
And they would go in there, sublease, and they would sell the membership program. So they would have trainers. So I was the head trainer. I had a group of about 4 or 5 trainers. My job was to do the assessments with the new members and, try to sell them and get them started on that training package with one of the trainers. And then assign them to their trainer, whoever best met their needs.
Right. That's the reason I asked that, because I'm going to come back to that in a little bit, because I want to talk about the leadership aspect of it as well. And I think you even got, well, we'll get into it in a minute, but I think even after you started training, things got even better for you at the gym, that kind of thing. So, yeah. So, okay. So, gosh, Nikko, how do you fit into this thing, man? I mean, where do you come in, and how do you fit into this whole story with Miguel?
Oh, man. I think our walks of life, first off, I think, God really aligned it together so perfectly, right? So our stories where I lacked and the difficulties I went through, he actually went through, and he helped me in different ways.
Oh,
We brotherly bonded instantly. Like I don't know if Miguel mentioned, but he lost his mom a few years before mine, and me and my mom, we were the closest thing. You know, we spent
mhm,
hours every day talking. I was a truck driver for many years, and
mhm.
my mom was there. And one day she's not, and my brother helped me through the hardest time when I had nobody helping me. So aside from that, our fitness journey, I'm gonna tell him, Miguel, I don't care, man.
Absolutely,
I
brother. Lay it out there. Lay it out there, brother.
like I hate doing legs, and this man is the king of legs. Like he has tree trunks, like literally. So like when we met, he didn't really do upper body because he's overgrown on his upper body, so he
Yeah.
just killed his lower body all the time, and that's why I lack. So we both like even each other out.
Mhm.
I mean, other than that, we just been through so much together and instantly just became brothers. And I've never had a best friend like him before. So it's crazy what we've been through and where we're going. And then the Bible study group, when people started seeing our relationship, it grew into like a brotherhood. Now it started with what, three guys, Miguel?
Probably like four or
Ish.
five guys.
And then
Yeah.
now it's like we get like 30 guys packing a room. So
Wow.
yeah, it's amazing what God does. He knows how to put people in your lives to help you and guide you along the way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Miguel, when you and Nico came together, as far as your relationship, and you started really spending time working out, here's what I do know. Let me just kind of put it this way. Here's what I do know: the hardest person to lead in your life is yourself.
Mm, yes.
How in the world, guys, do you keep going back to the gym, doing it over, doing it over, doing it over, doing it over, and leading yourself? And then also in the process, leading other people. What is the magic behind that? Because a lot of people are going to ask that question. A lot of people is, I get up and I try to go work out, and then I'll go up, I'll do it 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll back lose a few days, and then I get back to it again, and it's inconsistent. How do you guys stay so consistent leading yourself, especially when you're burning your body like you do every day? How do you keep leading yourself? Because that's hard work.
Well, I think I heard it once. One guy told me, he's like, you want something in life that nobody has, you're gonna have to do what nobody else is willing to do.
Yep.
And I think that's what it is. You just have to work hard to outwork anybody else, and just stay consistent. Know what your goal is. Know what you have in mind that you're trying to accomplish, and that reason why. Your why has to be more powerful than your excuses. Like,
Ah,
why am I doing this? What's your motivation? Like, what's the purpose, the reason behind this? When you start thinking about it, you get deep into that why. Whether it's sometimes people say it's finances, but sometimes it might be your family, your kids. You're trying to make your parents proud. You're trying to make yourself proud. You're trying to just do it in the name of the Lord now. Which is my transition has been now. All glory to God.
mhm.
Before I was like, oh, I'm going to use that as fuel because they didn't believe I could do this, so I'm going to show them. So that's where you find your why, and your why could be your kids.
Mhm.
It's like, what am I going to tell my kids when I grow up, or when they grow up? Sorry, you didn't have the lifestyle you wanted because Daddy quit. It was too
Right.
hard.
Mm. Wow. Miguel, what is your why?
My why?
Yep.
Just right now, it's to serve the Lord, make my mother proud, make my kids proud, be an example to them so they have something to aspire to grow up to be like.
Mhm. Yeah. Nico, Miguel was talking to us about how, that you have to be able to do other things that other people aren't willing to do, to have things that other people can't have. And that's what he
Hmm.
was talking about, working out and pushing himself that way and going forward like that. And just doing it day after day after day. But the biggest thing was the why behind what he's doing. So, Nico, talk to me a little bit about why do you push it so hard? Why do you work so hard at it? And what is your why behind the what you do each and every day with your body, with your leadership, with the men at church? What is your why?
My why. Honestly, I wish I had this grand story that I'm so disciplined. but in all honesty, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a way that wanted me to be stronger because I felt so weak. And it was a trauma thing for many years, and it's all I ever really knew. That was my comfort zone. So over time, it's the only thing that kept me going. And then I started going to church, and then God filled that grace. God gave me the
Mm-hmm.
healing that I needed. So it's I'm not disciplined. Miguel can tell you, like I'll go every day. Don't get me wrong, but it's a brotherly thing. It's a community thing, and that's my why. I love seeing people there that are constantly trying to better themselves. I love being around go getters like Miguel, and it's just something that you can't really find anywhere. Um, but yeah, I think I mean me and Miguel's is lifelong testimony. It centers around the gym. That's what drew us together.
Yeah. That's amazing to me, because what I'm seeing here is a couple of guys who have just come together, started out in the gym together, then really started finding the Lord together and building a relationship based on that, and then really blessing other people's lives with the knowledge that you guys have together in not only leadership but in bodybuilding and building yourself up and helping other people get to that spot, right? So that's pretty amazing to me. That is just really amazing to me.
Yeah, Stephen. Another thing I was going to tell you, when it comes to the gym and life, they go hand in hand. You can compare one to the other. You show up for the gym, you work out, you start eating right, you're going to see results.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in life. You keep showing up, keep working hard, and sometimes that's half the battle, just showing up. Once you're here, you're already here. Like, hey, you might as well do something. But now you add a community into this where you come here, you want to be here because you have friends, you have people that are like-minded, they want to grow with you. And I feel like for Nikko, I know his why is probably, just helping other brothers, because this guy right here, he'll give you the shirt on his back if you ask him for it right now. That's his why. And sometimes people they look at it as well, I'm good, so why do I have to worry about it? No, just because you're good doesn't mean somebody else out there isn't good. Somebody you care about, somebody you love, maybe even a stranger, So now your wife shifts like, well, let me help them be good. Let me help them better their situation as well.
Absolutely. So, Miguel, how does it cross over then in leading other people? Now you're supervising trainers. You have 5 or 6 trainers who are training. I don't know, maybe they all have 3 or 4 different people they're training over a week's period or whatever it is. How do you lead those trainers, and what does that look like?
Well, when you lead those trainers, you just have to find their motivation, the reason why. And before you can lead somebody, and before somebody can follow you, they have to understand that you care about them and that you have their best interest in mind as well, not just yours.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the real quality from a good leader comes from. Just having his people understand that I'm not just doing this to benefit myself, but I'm doing this for the best interest of you, and I have the best intentions towards you as well.
Right. I think it was John Maxwell who said a quote one time that said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and
right.
That's pretty amazing to me. Nikko,
what's up, brother?
Tell me why you feel that Miguel really cares for you and cares for the people in that gym.
I think because everybody knows that Miguel will go out of his way for anybody. I mean, I've literally seen this man give when he never really even had to. He gave to people he didn't even know. I mean, people gravitate to good people. It's just a genuine thing, a common man will go to. So to have someone that's always there and willing to listen and even pray for you on the spot in the middle of a gym floor, it speaks volumes.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's freaking awesome. That is so awesome. Well, let's kind of switch gears a little bit here. Let's talk a little bit about your entrepreneurship, Miguel. You're an entrepreneur, man. I know that you have not only the gym. Tell me tell me how you got the gym and how you became the owner of it. And then tell me about being a CEO of another business you have, because you got like 2 businesses going on. I think at least 2, maybe more. I don't know, but I know you got at least 2 going on. And entrepreneurship's a big thing, right? And gosh, entrepreneurs, I give them so much credit because you have to really lead yourself to be an entrepreneur. You have to. And it's very difficult sometimes. And our mindset gets all screwed up sometimes, and we don't, we struggle with that. We struggle with setback. We struggle with adversity. So tell me a little bit about building that gym up, maybe some of the setback you had, Miguel, or some of the adversity that you had.
Well, Steve, I guess I'm gonna keep it as raw as possible and just as real as possible, because I'm not gonna sit here sugarcoat and make it seem like it was all easy. No, I literally went through hell to get to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because I think we entitled the show, "How Can You Deny God When You've Seen the Devil?" Right? So talk to us about that, brother. That's so interesting to me, that title.
There's so many forms, of the devil. Like there's literally the figuratively, like seeing him, and then just seeing his influence on things around you. And you're like, man, that's pure evil. How could somebody do that? How could somebody be like that? That's a part of, when, you say, how can you deny God? The universe has to have an opposite force to that. If there's just as much evil in this world, then guess what? There's just as much good. But as far as the entrepreneurship side of it, I started the gym back in 2018, just little by little, just, started with an idea. My father owned a warehouse, big warehouse, I'd say about 15,000 square feet. So, it was just a big storage unit, just a bunch of glass and windows stored in here. And, got the idea, maybe I could have a little space here, have a warehouse gym. Literally started with a tiny section. And before that, I have to tell you, my mom, she literally really pushed for me to convince my father to let me have that space.
Wow. Michael, right before you get started, I want to hear this story, but right before you get started, we have got to take a break. So Michael and Nikko shared a little bit about their life, their growing up, and a little about what they were doing, how they met each other. And when we return, Miguel's going to get Miguel's. Did I call you Michael? I guess I meant Miguel. I so apologize. Miguel's going to share us a little bit about his entrepreneurship and some of the setback adversities he had going further. We'll be right back to the Leader's Edge. Are you ready to elevate your organization with a team of transformational leaders? Do you want to attract and nurture top talent while enhancing communication and productivity across generations? Hi, I'm Steve Steele, co-host of The Leader's Edge, and your coach with the Maxwell Leadership Team. My program equips leaders with essential skills and resources to lead, coach, and communicate effectively, ensuring everyone thrives. With tailored insights and proven strategies, I'm here to help your entire organization succeed. So reach out today at growthinleadership@gmail.com or visit johncmaxwellgroup.com/Steve Steele. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Leader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Steele, and I'm here today with our special guests, Miguel Ibarra and Nikko Amador. So Miguel, right before we went to break, we were talking a little bit about entrepreneurship and a little bit about how you got started in your gym, and we were talking about some of the setback. We were actually talking about how God shows up and how sometimes the evil shows up. And so, talk to us a little bit about your business where it is now, and a little bit about some of the hard work that you went to create it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to talk about that, Steve. And let me just give you a little bit of background. At the time, I was a sales rep for a large window manufacturer. I was probably making close to $12,000 a month working for this company, just selling windows, right? So at the time, I was like, hey, maybe I can just, have a little area, a little space where I can create my gym. And at the time, it was interesting how small-minded I was. I was like, if I can make an extra $500 from this, I'm great. I'm good. That's an extra $500.
Yes.
So that's how small my goal was back then. And I didn't really realize how big this thing was going to turn in, or what it was going to turn into. But that was the background on it. So in 2018, when I started this, and I talked to my dad and my mom, and she really, really pushed for me to have this. And she literally convinced my father to give me the opportunity, to just have a little space. And then just surely but truly, like little by little, just kept growing. You know, people came around, people started liking the gym. They love the environment. They love the rawness of the gym. You're not like a commercial gym. We weren't the greatest. We weren't, but people felt welcome when they came here. It was just community. You didn't have to feel like you were alone.
Right.
So, but throughout the process, my mom got even more sick. She was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2016.
Wow.
So throughout the process, things just kept getting worse for her. Her health was deteriorating. It's like you have a timer and you see it just going down, like on your mother's life.
Right.
So that impacted the entire family. And the warehouse we actually have the gym in is also the same warehouse we have our window and glass company in.
Now, was your dad running the gym at that time?
No, my father never had anything to do with the gym.
I see. Okay. So you were actually the owner of it and running it and make sure.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had a little space, and at the time it was something small. It wasn't really it wasn't a true business yet. He was mainly involved with the window company. But as my mom's health got worse, he'd have to go to doctor's visits with her. And I saw the decline in the business. I saw the decline in his mental and just the entire family. I had 2 brothers that worked here as well. And just the business was not doing good at all. It was just a lot of tension, a lot of stress. My father, good man, grateful for everything he's done, but he was not the most supportive guy throughout this entire journey.
Wow.
He would definitely complain about the gyms, and you got people just coming in here. Are they even paying you? You're not even making enough money to pay me rent. It was like it was that type of situation. Where I was being criticized.
Yep.
And then we got into the point where I just decided, I was like, hey, Dad, I'm going to help you out with the business because I saw the decline in the business. My mother passed away. I was like, yeah, I definitely need to step up or else this isn't going to be here long. And I had the gym here as well. So I kind of stepped in and I took a huge pay cut. Sometimes you have to take a step back. Keep in mind, I was making $12,000 a month. I went down to making $1,000 a week.
Wow. That's a big hit.
That was a big hit. And, but I was willing to make that sacrifice for the gym and for, family at the time. Still got a lot of pushback from my father. Every time I expanded the gym a little bit, it's like, why are you expanding the gym? What are you doing now? Just constant, that constant pressure from him.
Right.
And then took over the window business, and I did not realize the mess it was in when I first took it over. I kind of stepped into it blind.
Now, where did you take it over from? Was it part of the?
Well, no, it was just completely independent. But
Okay.
My father was running the show, and it just wasn't doing good. I would hear customer complaints. I would hear these guys haven't paid. We owe this company. This company's going to shut off your credit line because you haven't paid us. And when I took over, it was a shock. I didn't realize how bad the situation was.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, there was a lot of sacrifice. I would sell huge jobs, but where I would have kept the profit, I would put it into the company to keep it going.
Sure.
And so I finally got a breakthrough. Sold a big job, got us squared away. 2024.
Wow. So it's you're still kind of in the infancy part of it, right? Kind of growing up, right? Growing up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
2024. Well, don't get too excited yet, Steve.
Oh, okay.
I finally had a breakthrough. 2024.
Okay.
The gym was doing good. It was actually making money. From what I thought, what I was going to be making, it was like it was, easily 10 times more. No, closer to 20 times more than what I originally expected it to be. Well, we got too big. The city came in and said, hey, you're not registered as a gym.
What?
Yeah. So originally our CO was registered as a warehouse. I mean, that's just a storage warehouse.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah,
something that was tiny and small and now it turned into something huge. And the city came in. They're like, hey, you can't do this. So just imagine all the thoughts that went through my mind. Am I even going to be able to have a gym? Am I going to have to do this? Am I going to have to do that? So I got to work right away. And then, during that process, it was just nerve wrenching, just not knowing what the city was going to tell us if we were going to be able to have a gym or not.
So they never threatened to shut you down?
Well, they did.
They did.
They shut me down.
Oh, wow. Now that's a setback, brother. That is a setback, right?
That was
so you got to tell us. You got to tell us how you got through that. I mean,
well,
I can't imagine what was going through your head, all the stuff that was going through your mind.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was like, man, here I've been working, I've been sacrificing, I've been disciplined, to achieve my dream, and just I see how it's benefiting everybody in the community, and then it just gone in a second. Like, hey,
wow,
just like that. And it was at the time I was just devastated. I was like, man, I was just, I was going to get caught up. All the debts were going to be paid off. And it was just like, man, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And but not just that, I also had some other setbacks. During that time, I had one of my employees that was one of my sales reps here at the window company. He stole over 10 grand from me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was tough.
Well, I want to say this while I'm thinking about it, because this is so important, and Miguel, I know you can attest to this, and I know that Nikko, you can attest to this as well. But I often type when I coach, and I coach a lot with different people. And one of the things that they get caught up in the fact is, planning the future and thinking about the future. But here's the thing, and you said it a second ago, Miguel, you lost it. There is no tomorrow, man. There is no tomorrow. I think it's in one of the Rocky movies, where I think Rocky's fighting. I can't remember. Carl Weathers played the part, but when he's actually training Rocky for Rocky 2, and Rocky's saying, or Carl Weathers, do you guys remember his character? Carl Weathers.
Which one? Apollo?
Apollo, thank you. Apollo Creed. Golly, how could I forget that? Apollo Creed, exactly. And I remember he's sitting in the gym, and Rocky's like trying to work out, and he's not putting nothing into it. And he's in the gym, and he's just like he's like giving up. And Rocky says, and he says something to Rocky, and Rocky says, I'll do it tomorrow. And he goes, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. And I think sometimes we get caught up in that, because I think God only promises you for today, brother. All he ever promises you for today. There is no tomorrow. And if you live for tomorrow, you're not, because the past is dead. The tomorrow's not born.
Yeah.
There is no tomorrow. And you found that out right away.
Oh yeah, it could all be gone in a second, and there might not be a tomorrow. But so I was dealing with that. Not to mention we also had to pay property tax, which is another 24 grand. It's not cheap, especially when you're running the business here, and it's all on you.
Right.
And the reason I mentioned those amounts, I'll get back to it in a minute. But so we were dealing with all that. At the same time, the gym shut down. I hire architects, engineers, so we can just make sure everything's according to what the city wants. But to sum it all up, we were shut down for 7 months.
Wow.
7 months. Keep in mind, I was already making over 5 figures monthly from the gym.
Wow.
And then
another financial setback.
There was a huge financial setback.
Now, was the business, was the window company still going on pretty good?
Yeah. Well, that was it. I had to just rely on the window company.
Wow. So the window company fed into the gym, apparently.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, man,
thank God for the window company, right? I mean, thank God for that.
And that's the story that I wanted to get to as well, because at that point, the gym's doing great. I'm like, man, I'm good. I'm set. I don't need to deal with the window company as much. So I was kind of putting it on the back burner at that point. And I was getting a little bit, maybe too big headed. Bought some fancy cars, and I was, spending money. Probably wasn't making the smartest decisions at the time. But here's what I think God did. He's humbled me. He's like, hey, this path that you're going on now, you're not ready for this. So he set me back because there was still some work I needed to do.
Wow.
And during that time, it was a dark time. And I didn't even mention this, but at the time, my girlfriend, she left. She left me.
Wow.
And, shortly after that, she was dating somebody else. So you can imagine.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got all these
Crushing.
things. Yeah.
Crushing out on you, man.
All these things compounding on me. It's like
Yeah.
a gut check moment.
Yeah.
You know, I know it was nowhere near what Job went through, but I felt a Job moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And you know, like I said, I feel God just kind of took me from one place where I was becoming somebody I shouldn't be, with the version He didn't want me to be.
Right.
And it's funny because you know, this guy that stole 10 grand from me.
Uh-huh.
The next 3 jobs I had were exactly right around 10 grand.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and then I forgot to mention, you know, because of this guy stealing money from me, the business bank account went negative. It was like negative 24K.
Mm.
I was like, oh my God.
Overnight.
Yeah. I was like, how am I going to do this? Well, guess what, Steve? The next job, the down payment for that job was 24K.
Oh my God. That is what I call amazing. That is exactly enough. Oh, wow. Wow.
But no, not just that. The next job, the profit on that was 24K.
Wow.
So it was like it's like, how can you deny God at that point?
Yeah.
You know, it's exactly what I needed, but multiplied.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. Oh my gosh. Nikko, we got about 3 minutes till commercial break. But Nikko, were you guys connected at this time when he's going through all this? Were you running through this with him?
Yeah. And
how are you seeing Miguel? Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
He stayed faithful, man, and I was like, man, God's gonna bless you. Just, you know, you're good, you know, and he always showed grace, and look what happened. I always knew something good was gonna happen. I mean, even when he had his prophetic reading, you know, from the church, like God already told him he's already building a team, and he didn't have to worry about it. You know, it's whenever we lean on our own understanding, that's when we panic. But when you give it to God, you live in that grace. Nothing can stop you.
That's right.
You don't have no stress. You don't have no cares because you know it's already taken care of.
See, that is the thing. The thing is that you have to believe that it's already done. And when you believe it's already done, that faith carries you through there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we got just a minute or so here, but I want either one of you can answer this. How did you know, though? I mean, how did you know that you know that you know and believe that it was going to happen? Because I'm going to have people out there on the show, and they're going to ask that. How did you know it? What is it? Did you feel it? What was it? How did you know it?
Well, we just trust God. You just have to trust God because Jeremiah 29:11 says it clear.
Yeah.
Right there. God has a plan for you.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think we just have to trust God because in anything, as a leader, whether things work out, they don't work out, you've got to trust that God had a plan and it's going to turn out for the best.
Wow. Yeah. That's beautiful, guys. That's absolutely beautiful. We're going to have to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Nikko. We're going to start out with you. We're going to find a little bit more about this situation and how things went through it and the role that you played in it, okay? But before we go, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back to the Leader's Edge. We will return in just a minute. Are you ready to elevate your organization with a team of transformational leaders? Do you want to attract and nurture top talent while enhancing communication and productivity across generations? Hi, I'm Steve Steele, co-host of The Leader's Edge, and your coach with the Maxwell Leadership Team. My program equips leaders with essential skills and resources to lead, coach, and communicate effectively, ensuring everyone thrives. With tailored insights and proven strategies, I'm here to help your entire organization succeed. So reach out today at growthinleadership@gmail.com or visit johncmaxwellgroup.com/Steve Steele. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Leader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Steele, and I'm here with my special guest today, Miguel Ibarra and Nikko Amador. that last segment, guys, was pretty powerful. And, it's amazing to me how when we trust God, things happen. But so let's just do a little recap here. So you have the gym, city comes in and says, no bueno, shut down the gym. You're losing money. You lost 7 months. You were shut down in the gym. You had a window company you were doing pretty good, but then you had an employee who stole a bunch of money from you. You end up in the negative. You have all this setback coming, all this adversity coming at once, and you simply did one thing: you trusted God.
That's right, brother.
See, that sounds so simple. Why do we make it so hard, Nikko? Why do we make it so hard?
Well, we're very prideful creatures. I mean, we lean on our own understanding of what we can do instead of giving it to God. I think when you finally allow him to work in your life and you actually read the Bible, us believers that actually follow Christ, we don't have that issue. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is following him, spreading the good word, being a disciple, and actually going out and witnessing to people. So it's very important for us to be those disciples and to help each other without wanting anything in return. And I think God favors those who do that religiously.
Yeah, but Nikko, you were watching Miguel this whole time going through this, right? I mean, you were there. You saw what he was going through. You saw the pressure he was under. You saw all the adversity that was taking place. I'm sure you guys talked a lot about it. I'm sure you did a lot of praying about it together and with other people. But Nikko, tell us a little bit about Miguel going through that process. I mean, there had to be days it was tough on him. And there had to be days that you just want to bury your head and just cry out to God and say, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to get through this? What was
Oh
that
my
like?
goodness.
Yeah, what was that like, brother?
No, it's tough. I mean, when you see your best friend going through one of the hardest times and setback after setback, and it's just he still kept his composure, which was crazy to me because I'm like, how are you not pissed at this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
He was upset, because that's a lot of money. But it's like, I'm like, man, we should do this. We should get the cop. We should do this. Press start. Like, he's like, hey, God's gonna take care of it. I'm like, what? Like, I know I love God and I believe in that. Don't get me wrong. But I still have flesh, and there's a lot of me that is like, absolutely not. Like, we are gonna take vengeance. I mean, there's a righteous judgment too. He's like, no, like God's gonna take care of it. I'm like, oh,
that's hard, isn't it? That's so
It is.
hard.
Especially if you like love your brother as as we're supposed to, like it says in the Bible, we care for each other like it's our own pain.
Yeah.
So when it happened to him, oh my goodness, I don't know how he did it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I learned a lot.
Yeah. Miguel, there had to be something in there special. I mean, what did you draw off of, man? Come on, what did you really draw off? Because people are going to want to know. That's a tough situation you were in. That was difficult. That was hard. Everything's ripped from you. Everything is taken all at once. And you're simply going to trust in God. Okay, what does that mean? You have that person out there going, what? An entrepreneur out there maybe facing the same kind of struggles. What does that mean? Trust God. I mean, what does that mean?
Well, you just have to trust him, like it says. It sounds, very simple.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're the ones that complicate it. And throughout that process, what I once you're stripped down to, your bare minimum and you're just sitting there, you're like, okay, God, what's the lesson in this? Mm-hmm. And he taught me what really mattered in life during that time. When the money's not there, when all those distractions are no longer there, what really matters in life? I think it boiled down to it is just friendships, family, my kids. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the people you love around you to share it with, what does it mean?
Right.
It's worthless. Right. Or if you're not using it to impact somebody's life in a positive way.
See, that's it. I mean, I believe that wholeheartedly. I really do. I believe that, when we're able to manifest riches in our life and the work that we do, or however God presents it to us, it doesn't have to be through hard work. He could give you whatever he wants, whenever he wants, right? And you can actually manifest those things in your life because of the desires that you have, right? Because God says, and I know the scriptures well enough to know that God says that he's going to give you the desires of your heart if you look toward him and you put your eyes on him and you put your path on him. I think it says in the Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5 and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not unto your own understanding, which is, we try to figure it out. In all thy ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. And I'm going, that sounds so simple. It's so difficult to live, right?
Yeah.
Because we got to live it. So when I coach, and you can help me with this, guys, either one of you guys can help me with this. But when I coach, I often say to the person I'm coaching is desire. This is a formula that I kind of come up with. Desire plus non-resistance equals desired result. In other words, if you have a certain desire or dream that God's given you to accomplish, as long as you keep resisting it and you keep pushing against it, or you keep trying to force it and make it happen instead of allowing it to happen,
That's right.
that desired result's just going to be put off in the distance. You're going to keep attracting those things that you're pushing against. It's just going to keep happening that all the way. When you allow it and you just forget about it, you allow it and you just allow the presence of God to just take it, and whatever happens, God happens, and you have to surrender that. That's when God does his best work. And that's when you get the desired results in your life that you want. But it's a non-resistance. You can't push against it. You can't, it's not so much about hustle and grind. Is it about allowing God to make it happen? Because if you're pushing it and forcing it and trying to make it happen, you're doing it in your own strength, not in God's strength, right?
That's right, Stephen. You have to excuse my language on this one, but it's like they say, if it's something you have to force, it's probably like a fart.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you.
There's one thing that I really like too is that you don't know who you're supposed to be only when you're in alignment with God.
Oh my gosh. You guys, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You guys, I don't know how old you guys are, but I got to imagine you guys in your middle 30s or something like that. I'm 67 years old, and I will tell you what, that's one of the lessons that I've just begun to really learn even more and more and more and more in my age. And it never stops. You never stop growing because you always face other things in your life. But Nikko, that's probably the wisest thing that you've said in this show. You have to be in alignment with God. And what does that alignment look like? What does that alignment look like for you, Nikko?
A lot of it before I actually got to this point was a dead end. Like, yeah, I made over $250,000 a year. I had a nice car, the fancy $500,000 house, and I wasn't happy. It's crazy, right? But when God puts you where you need to be, because he's going to show you throughout your life where you need to be. So the gym, the trauma, and then you love helping, you love giving. And then then God puts you in a situation where you can help more people. And then you're in a Bible study. I keep telling Miguel every day, brother, if I never move from this place, I'll die happy.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
It's so simple to me because I know I want to get into some type of ministry. I don't know where God's calling me yet, but as of right now, this community, this Bible study, helping my brothers, if they call me at midnight, I'm answering. I don't care if I'm in the shower or if I'm half asleep. I'm answering every phone call, and that's what we're called to do.
That's right. That's right.
That's right, Stephen. I just want to add one more thing. When it comes to trusting God, that promotion you didn't get. Hey, trust God. He's got better for you. There's something better for you. That's why you did not get that promotion. That relationship that didn't work out. Hey, guess what? God can see everything. He can see the future. He knew you weren't going to be happy in that relationship. He knew you were going to be used in that relationship. So he has something better for you. And that's the way, if you go out, if that's the one thing you take away from this and you go on about life with this, understanding that God has the best intentions for you and he has a better plan if something didn't work out for you.
That's right.
And you'll always be happy. You'll be like, okay, cool. I didn't get that sale. Great. It's probably going to be a headache. It's going to be a lot of trouble. Great. I'm glad God knows better. And if you go on with life with that philosophy, I think you're going to be all right. You just have to trust God.
Yeah. Wow. And you guys are just regular guys. You're not like gone to seminary and learn all this stuff at seminary and pastors or preachers. You probably studied under some people, but you're just guys. You guys are business owners every day that get out there and you have customers and you have to deal with the situations with the customers you have employee situations you have to deal with. You've got, all the same stuff that every entrepreneur has, but you have one element that you pull back to every single time, and that's trusting in God. I went through an experience, guys, and I'll just tell you my little quick story here too, because I think it's important. But I went through a little experience where, I was in a place where I was an executive team leader at a corporation. And this corporation was hustle and grind every day. I had 5 direct reports, over 50 employees, and it was pushing hard every single day. I mean, taking care of unreal things. I just didn't have one boss to answer to. I had several people to answer to because of the role that I played. And I just never could seem to make anybody happy. I just didn't seem to get the work done that they were wanting me to get done. And even the employees had struggles getting all the things done that we needed to get done. There was so it was difficult. And it pushed me to a point where a lot of stress came into my life. A lot of overwhelm came into my life. I mean, tremendous stuff where, you feel your body starting to shut down and you feel your body starting to really get weakened. I could tell something was wrong. So I took a 3-month sabbatical from my job. I'd earned it. So I took a 3-month sabbatical. During that 3 months, something happened to me. I was, you talked to Miguel about a transformation. When God took you down to the very bottom and you had nothing, all you could do is look up and trust him. I went to the same place. And I found out through some of the studies that I've done that God's never taken a great leader or a great man and ever did anything until he went through a period of isolation. And that's exactly where I was. I was sitting in this place where I was isolated. I was by myself. Things weren't going good at the job. And then God shows up. And you know what he starts telling me?
Sure.
He starts telling me, hey, Steve, I want you to quit your job. What? You want me to quit my job? I mean, I'm making pretty good money. Quit my job? And I'm thinking, no, God, I can't. And I hear this, and I didn't hear audible voices, but I hear these intuition, these thoughts in my mind would come like, well, do you trust me? Well, yeah, God, of course I trust you. I trust you a lot. Really? Do you trust me? I'm saying, yes, Lord, I trust you. I do trust you. He said, okay. So I fought it. For 3 months, I fought it until the very day I was supposed to go back. And God said, do you trust me? And I said, I trust you. He said, okay, it's not a matter of trust, is it? I said, no. He said, it's a matter of obedience. Whoa. When he backed me into the corner of that, who am I to defy the God Almighty himself and say, I've got a better way? So I quit my job and I haven't been back to work. I don't have a regular paycheck. I have not had a regular paycheck since 8 months ago. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how it's happening every week. I really don't. But I know exactly what you guys are talking about. Because it's that trust in God. It's that non-resistance. It's like knowing that God's got control of it. And no matter what happens, I'm going to be in alignment with God. And when I'm in alignment with him, the business starts to happen. Relationships start to go the right way. Different things start to happen in your life. People show up like you and Nikko show up in my life. And people like Nathan shows up in my life. These guys, it's just crazy stuff, right? And then you guys, I would have never dreamed a month ago or 2 months ago you'd be on the Leader's Edge talking about your life. This is what God does, man. This is how God works, right?
Yes, brother.
So I'm like, wow, that's incredible. That is so incredible. So we got just a couple of minutes left here. So tell us real quick, Miguel, you've come on the backside. Where's things now with you?
Well, we're still rocking and rolling. We're definitely in a better situation financially. The gym's up and running, and I'm so excited to see what the future brings for everybody and how we're able to help, just people here. And honestly, I want to say I'd like to one day maybe turn this into a church.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Or open up that opportunity to, Nikko talked about ministry.
Yeah.
I can see him preaching. Hopefully he can see me preaching one day too. I feel like there's just so many families and men that we could help. The world out there is evil. And like I said, when we talked about the title, there's just so much evil out there, and it's just not exposed because that's the devil's biggest thing. It's just not people not believing that he exists.
Yeah. Hey, Miguel, real quick. If a person wants to become a member of your gym, how do they find you?
Well, they can look us up on Instagram. We're currently working on our website as well. Our Instagram is Iron Bar Athletics.
Iron Bar Athletics, okay.
Iron Bar Athletics. Just look us up, or Facebook, and you can find us. And website will be up soon as well.
Awesome. That's beautiful. Nikko, what a wonderful friendship you have, brother. It's just beautiful. I love seeing it. I love seeing men having strong relationships together because we don't have enough of that. We honestly don't have enough of that. Nikko, what's your last words, brother? If you could leave anybody with anything on the show today, what would you leave them with?
Oh, that's a good one. Um, take out everything out of your life, and what really matters is family, and above that is God. And I heard you say something about goals, even that your wants in life. Give it to God, because you're gonna have so much fulfillment whenever you're actually under the umbrella of His kingdom,
Oh,
and you're
wow.
gonna have
Beautiful.
so much more grace and love, and your life is gonna be full of like. It saddens me when people say, "Hey, I'm looking forward to Friday night, Saturday night." It's like every day's vacation for me.
Yeah,
That's so
I hear you,
sad, though,
brother.
right? You look forward to
Yeah,
2 days out of the whole week, and
yeah,
God gave you 7 days. That's crazy.
yeah. And that's beautifully said because it's where the peace is found, right? And you can't find the peace without the faith and the trust in God. And God says, follow the peace and you'll find me. So wherever peaceful in your life, move toward that, gravitate toward that. And that's where you're going to find God. You guys are freaking amazing. I can't wait to get out there in the field and spend more time with you. I know we got some things coming up soon. I'm excited to see you guys out in the field and talk to you again. Thank you so much for being on the Leader's Edge. It means so much to me. And thank you for your testimony and putting it out there, how much God plays a part in your role as an entrepreneur and in role as a business leader. Thank you, guys. And just a reminder to our audience, if you can find the Leader's Edge on Apple Music, on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you're listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you find value in these conversations, please hit that subscribe button or follow and stay connected. I want to say thanks to all of our listeners and friends, because without you, the Leader's Edge would not be possible. I'm so grateful to have you here and so excited to connect with you next time. So until next time, bye-bye, everyone.